Hello children, this is the third revision lecture of chapter number 5, Arithmetic Progression of Mathematics, and we are going to again revise some of the important things from the chapter. So remember that the difference between the two consecutive terms of AP will always the same, that is A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2 is equal to A4 minus A3 is equal to A5 minus A4 and so on. This is common difference and it will always remain constant. Then the nth term of an arithmetic progression is given by the formula an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Please remember that this is the most basic equation of arithmetic progression and it should be remembered at all times. Using this equation, we can find any one variable, that is the nth term, the first term, the number of terms, or common difference if the remaining terms are given. So one of the very important formulas of arithmetic progression, that is to find the nth term. Then the sum of n terms of an AP, if A is the first term, D is common difference of an AP, then sum of first n terms of an AP is given by the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. If L is the last term of AP, then the sum is also given by another formula, that is Sn is equal to n by 2 in the bracket a plus L. So these two things we discussed in the last video lessons. Now some important sums we are going to see in this video lesson. Let's understand some examples which are of different types. So look at this. Which term of the progression 20, 19 1/4, 18 half, 17 3/4 and so on is the first negative term? If you check out this AP, you will understand that the terms are reducing, they are decreasing. We are asked which is the first negative term of this AP. So let's understand, let's first find out the common difference between the two consecutive terms. So 19 1/4 minus 20, which is equal to minus 3 by 4 is the common difference. Alright, now we have to find out the first negative term. So when we will find out any term by using the formula an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, since it is negative, this term should be less than 0. So we are using 20, that is the first term, plus n minus 1, then d is minus 3 by 4 and this full should be less than 0 because we are finding the first negative terms. Okay, so 20 is less than 3 upon 4 n minus 1. We have shifted this minus 3 by 4 towards the right side. When you shift it towards the right side of inequality, it becomes plus. If you solve it, we get n minus 1 greater than 80 upon 3. We have done cross multiplication there. 4 into 20 is 80 and upon 3. So always take numbers from one side of equation to other while taking care of which side is greater. So this is the rule for you. You need to find out which side is greater. So now n is greater than, we have to shift this minus 1 to right side. So n should be greater than 80 upon 3 plus 1. 80 upon 3 is 26.67 plus 1. So if you add this 1 to 26 plus 67, we will get n greater than 27.67. But the term cannot be in decimal point like this. So we will take the nearest next term, n is equal to 28. So the first negative term of the given progression is 28th term. Alright? Okay. The next is the first term of an AP is 5. the last term is 45 and the sum of all the terms in the given AP is 400, find the number of terms, the common difference of an AP. Now we are given the first term, that is 5. We are given the last term, L, we denote that by L, which is 45. And sum of all the terms is also given, that is 400. So Sn is also given. We have to find the number of terms, that is N, and common difference, which is D. So let's make use of the formula. Sn is equal to n by 2 in the bracket A plus L. So 400 is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 5 plus 45. You substitute values, add, and when you find the value of n, you get n is equal to 16. Now other than that, we are also asked the common difference. We are given last term, that is an is given to us. So an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. If we use this formula, we will substitute 45 is equal to 5 plus 15d, and when you solve it, you get the answer of d as 8 upon 3. So step by step, you first have to write the data, check out which formula can be applicable here, and you will get the answer. This is another type of sum. Please check this. Sometimes such kind of sums are asked, and these are called as value based sums. So just check out. Reshma wanted to save at least rupees 6500 for sending her daughter to school next year, that is after 12 months. She saved rupees 450 in the first month and raised her saving by rupees 20 every next month. So in the first month she saved 450, next month she saved 450 plus 20, and thus she saved rupees 20 extra for every next month. How much will she be able to save in the next 12 months? And will she be able to send her daughter to the school next year? What value is reflected in this question? Now see, first month she has saved 450, second month 450 plus 20, that is 470, and this will form an AP with first term A as 450, common difference D as 20, and she is saving this amount for 12 months, so N is equal to 12. Now, how much saving she will have at the end of the year? Total sum, total saving we are asked. So you will make use of the formula of Sn, S12. So S12 is equal to n by 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You will substitute all the values and you will get the value of Sn as 6720. This is kept for your work. You will substitute the values and find out S12. Check out how much answer you get, and it should come equal to 6720. So at the end of 12 years, she will save 6720, which is greater than 6500. That shows that she will be able to send her daughter to the school. And what value you get from this? The value is small savings can fulfill big dreams. So such simple type of sums are also asked in the exam. So please make a note of this. Then other type is check whether minus 150 is a term of AP 11, 8, 5, 2 and so on. Now see, in this case we are given first term as 11, common difference is given to us as minus 3, and we are asked check out whether minus 150 is the term of this AP or not. So let minus 150 be the nth term of an AP. So we know the formula for an is equal to a minus 1 into d. Alright, so substitute the values. Minus 150 is equal to 11 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. When you solve it, you get the value of n as 164 upon 3. And clearly this shows that n is not an integer but it is a fraction, and therefore minus 150 cannot be the term of given AP. Alright, so this is some different type of sum. This was the doubt asked by one of the students, so have a look at this. 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the next row, and so on. In how many rows are 200 logs placed and how many logs are in the top row? So at the bottom, 20 logs at the bottom row, then 19 in the next row, 18 in the row next to it, and it goes like that. So number of logs in the first row 20, second row 19, third row 18. And therefore we can say that this series 20, 19 and 18, it forms an AP and the common difference is same. Now we need to find in how many rows can 200 logs be placed. So for Sn is equal to 200, total sum of logs should be 200. So Sn is equal to 200, and how many rows means we need to find out n. So we'll make use of the formula for Sn. Sn is equal to n by 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and we have Sn 200, a 20, d is minus 1. So substitute the values. When you substitute the values, you get 200 is equal to n by 2 in the bracket 2 into 20 plus n minus 1 into minus 1. Go on solving and you will get n square is equal to minus 41n plus 400 is equal to 0, which makes a quadratic equation. Now solve this quadratic equation by splitting the middle term, and you get n minus 25 in one bracket, n minus 16 in the other bracket is equal to 0. So we get two values of n is equal to 16 or n is equal to 25. But which value is correct? That we have to check out. So see now, 20 logs in one row, 19 second row, 18 third row, 17 fourth row. If you count like this, there will be 5 logs in 16 row, then 4 logs in 15 rows. Go like this, you will realize that there will be minus 4 logs in 25th row. Since minus 4 logs is not possible, so n is equal to 25 is not possible solution. Therefore, the correct option is n is equal to 16. We will reject n is equal to 25 and n is equal to 16 will be number of rows. So 200 logs can be stacked in 16 rows. This is another interesting sum. Just see. In a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point, which is 5 meter from the first potato, and other potatoes are placed 3 meter apart in the straight line. There are 10 potatoes in the line. A competitor starts the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it, drop it in the bucket, runs back to pick up the next potato, runs to the bucket to drop it in, and she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? So please understand the sum, that there is a potato race and the bucket is placed at the starting point, and the distance of the bucket from the starting point is 5 meter. Every potato is placed 3 meter apart, and there are 10 such potatoes. So total distance how much the competitor will run, that we are asked. Now see, the distance run to pick up the first potato, that is equal to 5 meter each side, because the competitor will run 5 meter, picks up the first potato, come back and put it into the bucket. So 5 meter each side. So the total distance will be 5 meter into 2, that is 10 meters. Alright. Then distance run to pick the second potato. So how much will be the distance? 5 plus 3 meter each side. Alright. So 8 meter each side, and both side it will be 16 meters. Now distance run to pick up the third potato, because all the potatoes are kept 3 meters apart. So when the competitor will run to pick up the third potato, the total distance will be 8 plus 3 meter each side, 11 meter each side, that is 22 meter both the sides. So 10, 16, 22 is the series, the difference is the same, and therefore it forms an AP. So now we need to calculate the total distance she runs to pick 10 potatoes. Total distance, sum, so S10. So we'll make use of the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, where n is equal to 10, a is 10, d is 6. So put the values in the formula. So when you substitute the values in the formula, you get Sn is equal to 10 upon 2 in the bracket 2 into 10 plus 10 minus 1 into 6. Solve this. So 5 in the bracket 20 plus 9 into 6. So 5 in the bracket 20 plus 54. So 5 into 74, that is 370. Therefore the total distance covered by the competitor is 370 meter. Okay, so such type of sums will be there for you to solve, and this is the whole revision of the chapter. In the previous 2 videos, I have given you the type of the questions which will be asked for the first periodic examination. It will be all objective test or objective questions. So I hope you will solve it and do better in the exam. All the best, and see you in the next video lesson.